Hey guys, I'm Colwen. Got another Transformer to talk about here. This is a this is a customized figure. I did this myself. I this is Transformers full of Cybertron Shockwave, but customized. This is my own character, Phazerwave, and I'll talk about him in a second. But I do have an actual proper Shockwave. He's in the box. I just don't want to get him out. But I was using this guy with the other comparisons from my other Shockwave, so he gets his own video too. So Phazerwave here is an old friend of Shockwave that got sentenced to the same surgery that Shockwave did. What surgery did Shockwave get sentenced to? Well, I don't remember the exact name of it, but in Shockwave's story, he did some type of criminal thing, and they decided, okay, we're going to rip your head off and rip your hands off, and stick you with a mono arm and claws on his hands, and that's what happened to Shockwave. Fortunately for Shockwave, either he didn't lose his hands, or he only lost one hand and replaced it with a gun. So, yeah, Phazerwave here had the same thing done to him, and he was a brilliant tactician, but then after the surgery, all his tactics came down to just, you know what, level everything. Everything gets turned into a parking lot. And we will get into that more in his vehicle mode. And I am missing one of his crystals. I will have to replace it at some point, but I use a bunch of little bejeweled crystal things all over him as part of his ability. That's all his phaser points. That's where he shoots energy beams from. He's got the Shockwave head. His Shockwave head's on a swivel. He's got swivel shoulders. He's got in and out shoulders. He's got ball jointed elbows. He's got this weird thing going on here. He does have both hands, and they can hold 5mm port weapons, but I prefer keeping his primary multifunction gun there. This is a high-powered short-barreled sniper weapon, and it doesn't need any targeting scopes on itself because everything's in his head. But it's you know, it's short because he likes to sneak around, and he can disconnect this power cell from the back here, and it will slide onto there. And now he's got full power fusion plasma cannon of doom with multi-targeting laser arrays. All these crystals are phasers that shoot in all kinds of directions. Let me continue talking about his articulation. He's got ball jointed hips. He's got limited knee articulation. He's got an at the swivel knee. He's got toes. He is very skinny and anorexic, but like he's still intimidating enough. Very minimalistic backpack. He just has the wings hanging out back here. He's got some cool tech detailing and stuff. Let me bring over Film Noir Spider-Man. Let me bring in Scourge, Hubcap, and Soda Can. And we need to bring in the Siege of Cybertron car guys. Wow. Was he short for his time, or I don't know. Okay, so we'll get into transformation. You do need to pull his weapon off to transform. We are going to flip the toes down. We are going to line up the legs and peg them together at the knees, at like the ankles kind of. We need to take the gun. And actually the gun needs to go in first because the gun lines up and pegs in there. This little tab will go into a tab on the inside of the leg there, and there we have that all put together. Now up here is where it's going to get complicated. We're going to take the head and straighten it out, take the arms, straighten them out. He's going to T-pose to assert dominance. Are you dominated? I hope not. Dear goodness, I hope not. We're going to pull the arms down, so we're going to break the T-pose. Now he's hench. Ook, 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 ook. Monkey, monkey. Take the whole upper torso and just flip it all the way back on itself. And as you flip it, you're going to push the head into place and lock it down there. And yeah, so this is him, okay? He flips his entire torso around on himself. And he ends up upside down, basically. So then he's got to right himself. Fold the toes up. Come back here to the arms. Bring the arms back. And now we've got to do a bunch of weird stuff with the arms here. Okay. Turn the shoulders so that they're facing downwards and that this slot will line up with that tab right there. Make sure the fists are put away. Rotate the wrists so that these tabs here slide up against each other. Now, use these hinges. Use the ball joints to put the elbows straight down like this, and then use these hinges above the ball joints to twist everything up to here. It needs to be those hinges above the ball joints. And now that we got it kind of lined up, we can there we go, and it all pushes together like this, and then you end up with this weird angle thing going on here. Take the fins, flip them down underneath. And you know what? I forgot to do the Shockwave comparisons. So, he's going to fly off. We're going to do both Shockwave comparisons in robot mode and vehicle mode. Then we'll come back to him. Let's bring in all the Shockwaves. I have animated Shockwave here. Put him in the back here. We've got full of Cybertron customized Shockwave. He will get his own video eventually. I've got Beast Hunter, Transformers Prime, Beast Hunters Shockwave. We've got Siege of Cybertron Shockwave. We've got Scout Class Movie Shockwave. And we've got Combiner Wars Weapon Master Shockwave. And other than the animated one, you can see that all the Shockwaves really do share a similar design layout. You know, chunky limbs, big old window chest, and that blocky mono eyeball thing. It's you know, Shockwave will always be Shockwave. Let me get these guys out of the way, and we'll get back to whoever's turn this was. Alright, so all the Shockwaves in vehicle mode. We have animated Shockwave. We have Beast Hunters, Transformers Prime, Beast Hunters Shockwave. We've got FOC Shockwave. Yes, mine's been customized. We've got Combiner Wars Shockwave. We've got Bumblebee Movie Shockwave. And we got the Siege of Cybertron Shockwave. And yeah, Shockwave is always going to be either giant flying gun or strange tank of doom. It's, you know, you got the weird four-legged tanks, or he's a flying cannon. So yeah, let me get these guys cleared out, and we'll get back to whoever's video it is. So we've got Fall of Cybertron Shockwave in his vehicle cannon mode. I got Film Noir Spider-Man. I got Scourge. We've got Hubcap. Again, we got the soda can. And we got the Scourge bots. Alright, so I'm glad to see that Fall of Cybertron Shockwave's actually maintained his price and loose packaging pretty well. In box, he's like $45, but you wouldn't want to get that one. He's $20, but incomplete. We can get him for $22 complete, $23 complete, $22 only missing one of the guns. You get him for $7 completely unarmed. Or there's one right here for $18 plus another $5 shipping, or, you know, there's decent prices. So I can absolutely recommend you picking up stock Shockwave. My laser wave here, however, I'm actually kind of nice. I like it. I like how the gold plays against the green. It clashes very nicely. All these points here are supposed to be phaser emitter arrays. So, like, the idea is he just comes through and just decimates everything. And he's got really good coverage above him for area attacks, and he's got these cannons. He just comes through and just strafes everything around. And yeah, I like the way I did it. I used battle droid legs for these greebles right here, and I'm not even sure what these things are, but these some type of capacitor diode or electrical device here for these cannons, and just, yeah, he's even got a laser beam phaser emitter pointing right out the back end of the. I like the way it turned out. I got this big old missile down here. I'm happy with the way it turned out. I hope you guys enjoy checking this out. And again, it's still pretty much the same shape of regular Shockwave. So other than the paint scolor, go out, get your own full of Cybertron Shockwave, and maybe don't paint it all up. I'm in Colwen, full of Cybertron Shockwave. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. I hope you guys are still around. I found my full of Cybertron Shockwave. So this is basically how Shockwave normally looks. I did add some silver and some gold and some red and stuff to him, but he's basically the same style mold. And there he is. And here I have Phazerwave in his vehicle mode as well. And you can see again, they're very similar. I just have mostly a gold paint job on mine. Again, it's Transformers full of Shockwave, full of Cybertron Shockwave is a great figure, and I'm happy with my customization of it into my own personal version, and he will go back in storage so I can put him up on the wall again. Again, I'm Colwen. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.